Katie, Brianna, and Eileen from the Talent Department. Is now still a good time to talk about your student experience?
It sure is.
We've got about 10 to 15 questions to ask, and it only should take a few minutes. Do you have any questions before we begin?
I don't.
Great. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
Okay, Brian, what was your motivation to complete your bachelor's degree?
My motivation to complete my bachelor's degree probably came from my boss and my spouse kind of pushing me towards it. I was hitting a ceiling at work, so this was kind of a way to break through it and just give me that nudge to move further.
Okay, thank you.
Brian, how did you find out about WGU?
I found out about WGU actually through my boss, who recently obtained her master's through Western Governors.
What made you ultimately decide on WGU rather than another university?
I hadn't even thought about going to another university previous to this, just due to cost and paying it off over time. So really the cost for each semester and the reimbursement that I get from work makes it extremely affordable. So that's why I ended up going here, and the program fit my schedule.
Okay, and how did your enrollment counselor impact what program you chose, and how quickly did your program mentor reach out to you? How was that transition?
The program mentor reached out to me very quickly. I actually thought I was going to go into IT instead I went into IT management because they had some more information for me. So that kind of pushed me in a different direction, which I'm glad that I got the opportunity and someone went in depth with me to make sure that I'm going on the right path, not something that's overly complicated for what I need.
So do you feel like your enrollment counselor helped you choose that direction, or do you feel like it was the mentor?
I guess it would be, I guess the enrollment counselor actually helped out initially to get me in the right area for what I was looking for. They were able to answer the questions that I needed to make sure that I got onto the right program.
So how was the transition from your enrollment counselor to your program mentor?
Fairly seamless, as I don't remember the transition. So it was pretty smooth.
Great.
Who is your program mentor, and tell me about a time they impacted your student experience?
So my program mentor is Sarah Murphy. She has been amazing. With the check-ins that we do every week, she's been very good at pushing me and making sure that I'm staying on task, studying the parts that I need to study, and being confident in me when I wanted to test out of a class. So she was very good on making recommendations, if I was having trouble. So that's it.
Tell me about a time you felt supported by your program mentor.
Well, I actually recently failed my first test or one of my first objective assessments. And she was very supportive afterwards because I was feeling a little down. And she was just like, you know what, you were so close. You absolutely can do this. Just a tiny bit more studying and you'll be able to pass with ease. I'd been kind of lazy up until that point on that course. And that's really all I needed was that, you know what, you were this close. You just need to push yourself a little bit more. And, helping me realize that I was that close. I was just, a handful of questions off that I should have gotten right in the first place. So it was good to have that backup.
Who is your course instructor, and how did they make a breakthrough that gave you the ability to understand the competency that you were learning?
So the program mentor or the course mentor right now that I have is Alana. I think her last name is Alana Svetskaya. She actually called me throughout the process. She was the first mentor to actually call me and make sure that I was doing well. And if I had any questions, she let me know the competencies that she could tell that I was maybe struggling with, and guided me through those, and told me, okay, you're good to skip this part and this part because you know that, but here's a few places you want to really pay attention to. So she made sure that I didn't have to go through the whole course again, and just gave me advice to focus where I needed.
The curriculum development team puts a great deal of effort to creating different learning methods. Some example of these are webinars, quizzes, flashcards, written tests, things like that. Which one has helped you out the most in your studies?
I would actually say the books and the Hawks Learning has been the best. Just the way that they're set up in the geography class, I just really like reading through that. The graphics that they had throughout the pages are really, really definitive. And also in Hawks Learning for algebra, it was nice to have it kind of lumped together, for your learning area, your practice area, and then, to check your competency area. It was really nice to have that split up so you kind of knew what to expect every time you went to a different competency.
Okay, WGU offers a lot of resources such as the Writing Center, Math Center, Financial Services, Testing Center. Describe a time when you used one or more of these to benefit your student experience.
The only time I've used anything was the Assessment Center. I haven't used anything else.
Can you describe that for me?
So in the Assessment Center, it was actually just setting the assessment on the proctored objective assessments were really simple to get onto. I have a Mac that I use to take all my tests, so having that set up, and then after the first time, it only took maybe 2 minutes. And the process was smooth, and there were no hiccups. They made sure that everything was done correctly, and I never had any problems with it.
Share a time when an evaluator's feedback made you feel proud of your work.
Oh, okay. So I felt proud of my work on my English composition. One of my first items that I submitted, I had gotten some excellent feedback. They said that they had actually forwarded it on to somebody up at a higher level because they liked it so much. So that made me feel really good. I hadn't really gotten that before on my writing skills, so that made me kind of proud.
How have you used the WGU website and student portal as a resource to make life easier as a student?
I actually like to use the app and my emails directly on my phone, so it's nice to have that compatibility across the board. It helps me keep up to date, see what I need to do, making sure that I'm getting my emails on time through the portal. And I like to check my degree plan every now and then to make sure I'm on track or ahead of time. So, and also I like to check my financial statements showing me what the cost breakdown for classes is, because every time I complete a class in the semester, it shows that the classes get cheaper and cheaper. So that has been really amazing to see.
Great. Brian, thank you so much for your time today. Your responses are not only appreciated, but they make a significant impact on the recruiting staff here at WGU. By doing this, you remind the recruiting team of the why behind WGU, which is student obsession. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the recruiting team?
No, thanks guys. You guys are doing a good job.
Great. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.